The house are the lazy ones.
According to you.
And then, and then what was it?
And there's Igbo.
And then Igbo is what? They're the ones that are always, they got the scams. They're the greatest scammers in history.
According to you, bro.
There's no...
Black, I wish I was black.
Jesus Christ.
What?
For starters, if you was black, you wouldn't be getting any black men, so I'm just saying.
Hey, Fuhad and James, like I feel like it's a wrap for them because things are getting hotter and hotter by the day. So apparently what happened, if you don't know, after they disrespected black women and after they said there was no bad bee in Atlanta, they also talked about Nigerians. So when that clip went viral, everybody was calling them out, but a lot of people did not go see the podcast. I will not go and see that podcast because that's me giving the Andrew man the cloud. I will not see it. I'd rather see the bits and pieces on TikTok. It is what it is. So I didn't see the full podcast. I will not do that. Okay. So now there's a new clip going on of when this same Andrew, this same white man was talking about Nigeria. Fuhad just sat down there. This man was pronouncing his name wrongly. This man was talking about Nigerians as scammers, and Fuhad said nothing to defend Nigerians. Anyway, and then there's also clips coming up. There's also another clip that is going viral of Fuhad talking about Fuhad and James, but Fuhad was the one telling the story of how he met a white girl that wanted to be black, and he was telling her that, why do you want to be black? Like, if you're black, you won't even bag a black man. We'll play that clip. So I just feel like it's just everything is going down for them right now because now they've deleted their apology video that everybody was calling trash, which I talked about yesterday. And now it's been said that they are deleting so much of their old podcasts, their old clips. So that means there's a lot of problematic things they said in their old videos, and now they're taking it out before people get in touch of it. Guys, let's go check out these videos and then we'll come back and talk more.
There's a British way to pronounce your name and an American way.
Tell me how you pronounce it.
Here, I think it would be Fuhad.
No.
They're Fuhad.
Fuhad.
And what do you think Americans would pronounce it?
Yes. Yeah, like you put the Arab in it for a reason.
I have to be respectful, bro. I have to be respectful. It's my Igbo brother right here.
I'm Yoruba, actually.
I knew he was Yoruba, dude.
He's like 50-50.
No. It was three. What is it? It's Yoruba, Igbo, and then Hausa. Yeah.
Damn.
What's the one? Who are the smart ones?
I would say Yorubas.
Yoruba. And then who are like the conniving ones?
I can't speak on that.
I can't speak on that.
Yoruba, the smartest, and then that's all you need to know.
That's right. Yoruba's like, we're educated, we're going to school. The house are the lazy ones.
According to you.
And then, and then what was it?
And there's Igbo.
And then Igbo is what? They're the ones that are always, they got the scams. They're the greatest scammers in history.
According to you, bro.
There's no truth to this at all? What is the stereotype? We're just speaking about like stereotypes.
I would say stereotypically Nigerians as a whole are scammers.
Can I tell you?
I wouldn't.
I've said this before. What my dad told me one time, and this was so like specific, I didn't even think it was racist. He goes, "Let me tell you the two people you don't do business with ever: Nigerians and Ismailis." He didn't say black people and Muslims. He said Nigerians and Ismail, which is like the smallest sect of Islam. He was like, "Never trust them as far as you can throw them." I was like, "What's going on? This is so specific. I'm gonna choose to believe it."
Why do Nigerians have that reputation? Just a little scam shit?
I just thought they need money, man. They're the 6th populous country in the world, man. There's too many of them. There's way too many of them. And there's not enough funds going around.
But does that same rep hit Britain as well, or no?
Not as much as here. No one there as much as here, but I would say...
Why do we have it?
I would say it's like attribute. Because we're Nigerian, it's just... It's going to follow us.
We fall for the scam.
Yeah, facts. The UK have switched up. We're switched on.
Yeah.
We're acclimatized. We were scamming in the 90s.
We fell for it. So we're like, they're bad people. We're taking advantage of us. Oh, that's a good ass point. Shit. Yo, here's a question. Are there black people in the UK that are just black people?
Meaning?
Like, you're African, you're Nigerian. Everybody leads with the ethnicity.
You are nationalities before you are a race.
Yeah.
Typically.
Like, you know, in America, we got black people.
Yeah.
But you would never say I'm black first, right?
I mean,
You'd be like, I'm Nigerian.
No, I said black.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The subsectors is just among black people.
Yeah. Yes. Fact.
Yeah.
Oh, so the whites out there just see you as black. They're not like, oh, he's Nigerian, he's Jamaican, he's...
They are a bit, but like not on like first introduction.
Yeah.
What do they say on first?
No, first introduction is just black. It's black.
Yeah.
Black is black.
They say what they say.
Yeah.
Wants mixed race kids, like her heart is set on it, so she wants a black man. That's all she goes for, black men.
Yeah.
And there's this girl that she used to watch on a TV show who was obviously black. She was like, "Oh, I wish I was her." I'm thinking, what?
Jesus Christ.
She kept on saying, "Oh, I wish I was black. I wish I was black." I'm thinking,
Jesus Christ.
what?
For starters, if you was black, you wouldn't be getting any black men. So I'm just saying.
It's just like that's such a bold statement to say.
I wish I was black.
I wish I was black. Like, yes.
What's going on in your life?
What? Do you know what I mean?
You're white, fam.
You're white.
You're winning. You've won the game.
You're out here. You're just out here white, just with all the rights to you. And you want to be black. I'm not saying there's obviously nothing wrong with being black. I love being black. But like, the fact that you...
What are you seeing that you're not experiencing? Like, what are you seeing?
Exactly.
What's so greener over here? Like, what is greener that you're thinking, I'm missing out?
It blew my mind. It blew my mind.
Fucking
Obviously,
hell.
there was no negative effects on me per se, because I still...
Yeah.
I'd been before she said that comment, and after that comment.
Let me know what you think about what they say, how they said it, how they kiki kaka. I want to know your own take down in the comment section. And there are also more clips. If you guys want me to do a compilation of a lot of the clips that's coming out about them, let me know down in the comment section and I will do that. But clearly, there's some type of self-hate, and which I'm going to get into, but just let me know what you think about this. This video, especially the one talking about Nigeria, has gotten a lot of people talking. And I have a lot to say. If some of you guys don't know, I'm in Nigeria and I live in Nigeria. I have a lot to say about that video they did with Andrew and the whole stereotyping, and even Fuhad respond to the whole thing. Anyway, guys, let's go check out people's response to the podcast that got them cancelled. People's reaction to the Nigeria aspect of it. The Nigeria talk about how, like, saying the...
I think one of the craziest things about the whole James, Fuhad, Andrew Schultz podcast episode is the fact that they're continually there sitting as this man who emphasizes his obsession with race, particularly with black people, and enforcing negative stereotypes, literally insults them to their face. Like, at some point in the podcast, I think Andrew said something about them being double slaves or something along those lines. It was so weird. And most of the time that they were laughing at all the jokes when clearly it's not something funny. Like, I don't care if I was invited onto this podcast. I'm swinging hands with the host because that's really freaking weird. And to think that Fuhad is Nigerian sitting there enforcing negative stereotypes, the same negative stereotypes that keeps Nigeria divided as a nation to this day, of which you're not suffering the consequences because you don't live there, nor do you go back there anytime ever. Like, how is this man going to sit up in their face and be like, okay, who are the lazy Nigerians? Who are the scammers? And you can clearly see the tribalism that is being exuded by Fuhad. So it's like this thing where, well, you know, the Yorubas, we're not the scammers, it's the Igbos. Or, you know, the Hausa people are lazy. It's like, get a grip. You don't know anything about Nigeria, clearly. What I would have responded is, no, actually, none of us are, you know, in tune with any of those stereotypes that you're talking about. But, you know, Nigeria is great, and that's that. Like, these people didn't even want to pronounce Fuhad's name the way that it's meant to be pronounced. And none of this shocks me because they have a very long history, Fuhad and James, of saying very problematic things and, you know, being very misogynistic on their Shxts and Gigs podcast. But I guess this was their downfall finally. Apparently, they have deleted over 100 episodes on their podcast channel, and they did make an apology, which is now deleted. And in that entire apology, there is not a single ounce of accountability for any of their actions. So yeah, another one bites the dust again. Thank God. The whole podcast episode was a hot mess.
You see, this is the privilege that parents do to find a better life for their kids, and their kids turn out to be stupid and shitty and completely ungrateful to where their parents come from. It is very obvious that Fuhad has no respect for where he's from, the sacrifice his parents made to get him to where he is and give him the life that other people strive for. You see, when Nigerians say something, you don't come to a place that is clean and shit there because you don't know what was done to make that place clean. You don't. But you're not smart. You're not smart at all. You allow a white man bait you. First of all, what the fuck are you doing in an Andrew Shultz podcast? Is there anybody that invites you to a house where you go? Is there everybody's house that they invite you will go to? Do you not have brain? Do you not have wisdom? That man made his fame doing controversial shit, and you know you did not build your brand on controversial shit, and you went to his house and he baited you and you fell for it like a loaf of dumb bread. James was even the one kicking you, giving you eyes like pes. Now James, they give you sense to know what to answer. And even when you said, oh, Nigerians are scammers, you know, there's no funds going around, all the funds are going around for everybody, just have to scam, innit? James was looking at you like, oh God, what'd you say? Look at James. Did he look like he allowed that white man to insult his Trinidad side, even when the guy was talking shit? Did you see James actively put fuel to the fire? Because you're not smart. It's not about all you people that are taking your kids abroad. I'm not saying you should not go. Please go, but at least train them. Because for God's sake, this is embarrassing. And you're coming for Nigerians. Your cousins, are they all scammers? Your extended family, are they all scammers? Because that's the thing. You have no right. You don't know our struggle. You don't know what we go through. So when you categorize the most populous nation in Africa, and you're telling us that we are all scammers. Chai. Embarrassing. And you don't come for Nigerians, so when we come for you, you go. When we come for you, Fuhad, I'll do. Embarrassed for you. It's a disgrace that you would speak about your motherland when you. Even theologists are looking for if they are excavating your head, they will not see UK inside. They will see a full-fledged Nigerian, and you are here shitting where you did not clean. You don't know our struggles. So shut. When they ask you anything about Nigeria, shut the up. Your apology that you gave, you're there doing ad-lib to James's apology. Yes, sir. For sure. It's funny when you're doing your little show. You know, when you're giving an apology, you cannot even be specific to the people that you're apologizing to. You're there doing your community. Shibu na go do to. Now who they go watch now? God believe. God be with you guys. Better come and do better, and have brain.
I just saw the clip. I'll have to tag it in the caption because I don't want to do the full green screen. Someone already did it. So, same episode. First, they started off with, how do you pronounce Fuhad's name? Fuhad or Fuhad? You know, the Nigerian way, how do you pronounce it? It's like my name. I say Odion, but it's really Odion, but not many people can do it like that. Anyway, so it starts there. Then Andrew Schultz starts laughing. He says something. Then he goes, oh, because you're an Igbo man. And then Fuhad was like, I'm Yoruba. And they're like, oh, so there's Yoruba, Igbo, and what's the third one? Hausa? He said, yes. He said, which one of them are the smartest? And Fuhad said Yoruba. And then they said, who's the laziest? Who's this? I don't know if he responded to that. I don't remember. But the fact that he mentioned the 3 tribes of your country and said which one of them is the smartest. And the fact that you answered that question. Wow. Then who is the Indian thing next to Andrew? Who is that Indian? Because him too needs to get lickings. I don't know his name. But he also needs to get his feet put to the fire. Because he was like, oh, you know, I know with my dad, my dad said this very specific thing, and he was like, there's two people you don't do business with. One is Nigerians, and second is Malis. I think that's the word he said, but basically Muslim people. And he was like, it was so specific that I believe it's true. I believe my dad, whatever. And I'm like, oh, great. And again, Dumb and Dumber over there laughing. Fuhad is talking about, because then they ask, why is that the stereotype that Nigerians are scammers? And then Fuhad is going into, there's too many people, there's too many people in the country, not enough money to go around. Why are you answering that question? As a Nigerian man, they ask you, why is there a stereotype of Nigerian being scammers, and you are giving them more fuel to their fire? Why the are you answering that question? So now they can't speak up when it's about black women, but now they're talking about your people specifically. I gotta clean my nails because I was scratching my scalp. And you still was over there laughing. Hee ha ha, like shit was funny. Once again, the iceberg is getting bigger. Tip of the iceberg, there's no baddies in Atlanta. They come to the Flagrant podcast, it gets bigger. Andrew disrespects black women, they sit and cackle, it gets bigger. And then they disrespects them two guys on the show, disrespects Nigerians, the iceberg gets bigger. And now there's a clip, which I put on my second page. There's a clip of an episode, because it was posted on the Reddit, the Shits and Gigs Reddit, of Fuhad telling the story about how he was with some white, and the white British was like, oh, I really want biracial babies. Then, I don't know, there was some black woman on the TV, and she was like, I wish I was black. And then James turns around and says, oh, well, first of all, if you were black, you wouldn't get black men anyway. And what is Fuhad doing? Mouth unhinged like a snake. And then Fuhad, continues, because they, again, talk about the biracial thing. Then he said, well, clearly it didn't really bother me because I before and after it. I know what you are. You see how a small comment, again, like an iceberg, the tip of the iceberg that's above the water. But when you go deeper, that iceberg gets bigger. You laughing about someone disrespecting black women in general. And now you're laughing about people disrespecting your people, Nigerians. You black Brits that like to be like, well, I'm not black American. At least I know where I'm from. I'm African, I'm Jamaican, I'm Caribbean. Here you are, a whole ass African man. You sat there while that white man disrespected your culture and brought up a very harmful stereotype about Nigerians being scammers. And you entertained it. You not even took the bait. You entertained it and you added more to it. First of all, if I'm telling you what tribe I'm from, and then he mentions the 3 biggest tribes, because there is like a lot in Nigeria, then his next question is, which one of them is the smartest? I'm like, what do you mean by that? Why'd you say that? Like, why, like, excuse me? Because that's just funny. I would not answer the question. Everyone is smart. Anybody from any tribe, from anywhere, is smart. Go watch the clip and see if we can point out the fight or flight response. Because me personally, if you say some shit about Nigerians, who's the smartest? Oh. I might not say, yo, that's racist, that's whatever. I most likely will say it. But if I don't, I might freeze. I might be like, oh, we're not doing that. Nope, I will not entertain that. Because I've had people say things about Nigerians and, oh, Nigerian scammers. And, well, if it's like my friends, and we Nigerians, we joke about the shit. But if you, who is not a friend of mine, who is not in that community, wants to bring that shit up, if anything, you're not African bringing that shit up. Because, like, listen, me and she's Ghanaian, and we joke back and forth. Like, I joke about the eggs thing, she joke about the scammers thing and Nigerian men, and That's jokes. We're friends. We obviously understand that we don't fully believe that shit, but it's funny. Here you are, imagine a white coming to my face and try to ask me about the tribes and then say, which one of them is smarter? And I know for a fact a Nigerian woman wouldn't have even taken the bait. They most likely would not take the bait. But you, because James, I think he's Trini, his dad's Trini, his mom is Irish, whatever. But you, the full-blooded, dark-skinned Nigerian man, Yoruba man, sat there while they disrespected your country, your culture. Just straight disrespected you. Nasty work.
I need to process that clip. I didn't want to speak on the James and Fuhad thing because I think everyone's doing their job. They're cooking them right now. I went to go and look at that video, and you know when they were talking about black women, that was like deep into the interview or into the podcast. That clip that you just watched was the intro. They should have left at that point. They should have got up and left at that point. What do you mean, fight or flight? I have so much to say, but let me go brush my teeth first. I cannot believe that these guys sat there and let this white man speak to them like that and speak about us like that. Like, it's just such a shit show. I don't know where to start from, basically. As a Nigerian from the diaspora, I know what it's like to hear and experience the tribalism within Nigeria. And first of all, there's not 3 of them, there's loads of them. Hey Google, how many Nigerian tribes are there?
371 Nigerian tribes. On the website study.com, they say, within Nigeria's borders, there are approximately 371 Nigerian tribes across over 250 ethnic groups, from the widespread groups like the House of Fulani, Igbo, and Yoruba, to groups with very few members living in insular communities. The most prominent minor ethnic groups are the Ijaw, Kanuri, Ibibio, and Tiv.
He could have corrected him straight away and said, no, there's more than 3, actually. There's over 300, you know. Or he could have said, there's loads of us. Coming from diaspora, seeing tribalism and, you know, intentionally not, like, making an effort not to be tribalistic, you know. That's something that a lot of the older generation have dealt with, and a lot of people now are trying to like get rid of. Then you sit there and allow this man who is not Nigerian, not black, to be tribalistic, and you open your teeth, wah, ha 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 ha. Ah, Jesus Christ. So that then led into you speaking about the black women that you were speaking about. And you know what's crazy about this as well? Because he was quick to say, according to you, in your opinion, or whatever he said. And he didn't do that when he was talking about black women. And they now came out with this stupid apology. Bro, you're only apologizing because of the uproar. Another thing to point out as well, you know, this podcast was 3 months ago. This
podcast was 3 months ago. It wasn't like it was shot a week ago. It was 3 months ago. So it's marinated. It's got over 1 million views, everything. That's crazy to me. So I wonder if they watched that back and thought, ooh, this interview, this podcast is problematic. Did they watch it back and say, ooh, it's problematic? Maybe we should, sort this out now. No, because it was okay. That's why it was okay. Every now and again, I have, these thoughts of, why was it so easy to colonize us? How did we end up being colonized? And then every now and again, I see things that make me go, yeah, that's how. This is how. This is how, because you sat there and you let this guy colonize you on his couch. That one girl was saying, you spread your butt cheeks open and open your teeth. Ha 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 ha. Yeah. Anyway, that's my take on that. I didn't want to really speak about it, but I'm tired of every day having to defend myself as a black woman, and then having to defend, black men as well. I'm not doing that no more, by the way. I'm not doing that no more. I'm not doing that no more. But I'm tired of fighting on this app and in real life to just exist, to just be myself, without, yeah. And I know Fuhad grew up in the UK as well. I grew up in the UK. It was never cool to be African. It was never cool to be Nigerian. And now, obviously everyone's into Afrobeats, and Nollywood is getting bigger, and people are enjoying that, and Nigerian culture is being, more accepted internationally. And then you sit there you sit there and you allowed that. Then you spoke badly of your mother, because it weren't me you were talking about. It weren't me you were kiki ha 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 in with. You were speaking badly about your mothers. Your mothers.
Please go down in the comment section and share your thought. Love to know what you think about this conversation, this new development, down in the comment section. But as always, keep it respectful. You're on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a respectful way. So go ahead, feel free and share your thoughts. I really want to know. And if you're Nigerian, let us know down in the comment section too, and share your thoughts. Okay, I know I have some of you guys, and I didn't even know. I saw the other lady, the Odeon lady. I didn't even know she was Nigerian until recently. I saw the name. I was like, this looks like Odeon, but she could be African American. But anyway, that to say, some of you guys don't know, I'm Nigeria. I live in Nigeria, and I grew up in Nigeria all my life. And to hear how Fuhad play into the stereotype of Nigerians, it pisses me off. And I get it. That is what the word knows us as, or that's the stereotyping. When you hear Nigeria, the first thing that comes to your mind is scam. But the truth is that the people that are going to put Nigeria or to defend Nigeria should be Nigerians, not you as a Nigerian, even though you're raised in the UK. Not you as a Nigerian condoling, even nodding your head and saying the tribe that was smarter. Like, what makes you feel the Yorubas are the smartest? Oh, the Igbos are the scammers, the Yorubas are the lazy. Really? This man decided to go do research on all the wrong stereotype of Nigeria. Nigeria Afrobeat is doing well, Nigeria music is doing well, Nigeria tourism is doing well. There are other things going on for Nigeria. We have amazing people in Nigeria. Nigerians are one of the most, if not the most educated black people. And the only way that white man can talk about your country, where you're originally from, is to disrespect it, is to put the wrong stereotype. It didn't talk about how Nigerians are the most educated diaspora in the US. Oh, they are the most. It didn't talk those ones. And clearly, I know I've said this thing. There was a time, there was an issue that happened. I know I'm bringing a lot of things back because this thing just pisses me off. Okay, there was a time, this Jackie I know thing, during the NSAS movement, and I said something in that video. You guys can go check. See, anytime I talk about my food chest, and I said something. I said a lot of, not all, a lot of people, a lot of Nigerians in the diaspora, especially the ones that were born and raised abroad. Nigeria is convenient for them. It's convenient for them to be Nigeria when it's the Afrobeat, da 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 da. But when it's time for the dirty or for the stereotype, for the hindrance of Nigerians, they wash their hands off. Oh, okay, no, I'm this. And this is exactly what this is giving. Oh, okay. You're okay. Whether you like it or not, and some of you guys may not know it, and this type of stereotype has affected a lot of us Nigerians in Nigeria. A lot of us Nigerians in Nigeria, this stereotype has affected us so much that people in the diaspora cannot even fathom. One of the ways this thing affects us so much, we can't travel even freely. When you apply for visas, they turn you down. Just because scammers. And then another Nigeria is feeding on this stereotype, is feeding on it rather than to educate, use this opportunity to educate this white man. And like, no, that's not, why are you people like, Nigerians is not the only country in scam. Go look, see, we have countries like Pakistan, we have countries like the Bangladesh, India, running scams, big scams. When you talk about Pakistan, that's not the first thing that comes to your head, though. Rather than you to educate, no, you did not. And then you brought tribe. This man is bringing tribalism. One of the things that has divided Nigeria to where Nigeria is today. One of the major problems that has gotten Nigeria where we are today. Tribalism. Rather than you to where we, the newer generation, were trying to cut out those trash about tribalism. Cut it out. Those stereotypes on tribalism in Nigeria, we're trying to cut it out and educate people and be one. You are playing into it. Saying, oh no, Yoruba, we are the smartest. Ah, yeah, if that's what you said. If that's what you said. If that's what you said it. Really? The Igbos are the scammers. Really? Has an Igbo man scammed you before? Like, it's so sad, and the fact that more clips are coming out of this duo saying problematic things, it just shows a lot of self-hate. It just shows I'm not happy with who I am as a person, because whether you like it or not, you are a Nigerian. You have a British passport, okay, we get it, but you're a Nigerian. Even as you're walking around in the UK there like that, they are still looking at you. Oh, you're black. Okay, oh, where are you from? You're either Nigerian. You don't like yourself. You don't like where you're from. You don't like who you are. You don't like being a Nigerian. You don't like being a black man or a black person. Because that is why a white girl you are, even will tell you that, oh, I wish to be a black. I wish I was black. And they're like, huh? Like, yeah, you have disadvantage. Why would you want to be the most? We get it. We have our struggle as black people. We get it. We're the most. Yes, we get it. But there's one thing I will not trade is trading myself from being a black woman. I love it. But you, Fuhad? You can't say that about you. If you guys want me to really bring more clips, like at this point now, before I was being very okay. At this point now, people are collecting. People know I'm not here to, yeah, but nah, this one pissed me off. This one, Anyway, guys, please go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about this conversation down in the comment section. But as always, keep it respectful. Here on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a respectful way. So go ahead, feel free and share your thoughts. Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversations. So go on and share this video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see, and that will be you supporting this channel and this girl. So please do that. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Deuces.